As you can see here, it's quite misty, it's quite foggy. So there's a lot of like, I want to say confusion, Neptunian fog that could surround you at this moment. The crossroads, not knowing which path to turn down, right? And it's quite dark, it's foggy, as we said. The branches are there. There's a glimmer of light here. There's a glimmer of hope. So which is finding that richness from the darkness within. But there still is haziness. There still is fogginess around this. And then here, it's like, but we need to develop that mental clarity. In order to find the richness within here, we need to first step with the purple, I think, actually. And you know how I said I'm reading the black first and the purple? I actually want to flip that in the reverse and say it's developing the mental clarity in order to be able to see the richness from the darkness within and the sacred mirrors. So your state of haziness, your state of confusion is also the reflection of what is happening in the physical. But on the flip side, because mirrors are dual, I think there's duality in mirrors. You know, you can go to a mirror and see one thing, but also see another thing, quite strangely. And I think that also can be quite Neptunian in nature. But there's also the ability to develop the richness that comes from within. And as I said, I think purple is an intuitive color. I think purple can help you refine your intuition, refine those psychic, those mental, fine-tune the gift from within. And as I said, this gives me, it's dual natured, this card. I think I see a flower, but I also see, like, you know, when someone's covered with a cloth that might be covering them, but the internal light that shines within still is that sacred mirror. But right now there's a cloth, there's a covering that's stopping that sacredness coming through strong. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist and live within you. But the sacred mirror is giving you the opportunity to reflect on the dual nature of it all. There's a darkness that can exist. There is the fog that can exist. You can also have two truths that exist at the same time. And I feel like this is what both of these cards are saying. All three of these cards, actually. So I'm going to hold this up. I don't know if you can see it. So purple, black, and sacred mirrors. And you know, even within the fog, there is the other side. The fog will clear someday. But in order to get through to the richness that you're being called to find, being called to seek, being called to rely on, or being called to lean on, which is what I'm hearing, we must first work on refining, developing before we refine the mental clarity. And I think that speaks to our inner state, how we're able to hear messages, how clear these messages can come through to our souls, our bodies, and our spirits. And I think through that sacred mirroring, may you find the richness within.